Started.
Let's get it started. Here. Let's
Hi.
get it started.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Another Way, brought to you by Promise Resource Network. We are a cool place to be.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Let's see. Today's class is called Cover Your A's, which kind of looks like, when you put it out there, it kind of looks like cover your ass. So, which is what I meant.
Okay. Well, I get a copy of that.
There we go. Cover your A's. There are 4 A's to stress management. There are 4 things we can do to cut down the stress. Anybody been stressed out lately?
Yes.
It happens, doesn't it? It happens. Let's what is a definition of stress? Anybody? Too much anxiety. Thank you. Oh, yes, sir.
You think about the wrong thing.
Okay, I got the stress of, anybody get that in their head? I get that at night, especially. So that's perfect. We get that noise in our head. We get those thoughts that don't benefit us. What else is stress? Yes.
I think a form of depression and isolation.
Yes, depression and isolation.
When they get stressed out, they don't want to be around other people because they don't want to be a burden with their problems. I know I still isolate.
Yeah.
And medicate for depression.
Yeah. Those are causes that can take us to that stress. That. Yes, sir.
I say it's emotional pressure. Build up of emotional pressure.
Oh, I like that. A buildup of emotional pressure. I like that. I do. Yes, and then we'll go down this way. Yes.
Memories.
Oh, stress. Memories can bring back stress. You're right. Those things that happened, those things we did. Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, when you know you're trying to do the right thing, and when you're trying to do the right thing, and situations just keep coming up out of the blue.
Shit keeps happening.
Yes,
I understand that.
Yeah.
Do what? Arguing with ourselves. I do that. I do, and I argue with other people in my head too. You know what? When she says this, I'm gonna say that. When she says this, then I got to somewhere about not being nice. Yes.
Racing thoughts.
Yeah,
The
those
same
racing.
thing over and over again.
That's
I
it.
should have did that. I should have backhanded. I should have broke his bicycle. Or
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
That shoulda. We should on ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
I can should on myself.
Mhm.
And that doesn't get me anywhere, does it? No. Well, I shoulda. Well, I didn't though.
Yeah.
Can I learn from that? Can I learn from that shoulda so I don't have to go there again?
Now I'm glad I did.
Yeah. There you go.
Mhm.
There you go. Let me see. It says stress is a constraining force or influence, a physical, mental, or emotional factor that causes bodily and mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation. Physical, mental, and emotional. Stress attacks all of us, right? And the cause of disease. What kind of diseases can you catch from stress?
Heart failure.
Heart issues, yes. Cancer.
Yeah.
Death, it'll get there, won't it?
Right.
Tension.
Yes. Right. Oh, yeah. That's what I get all the way down when I'm stressed. It's that bodily thing. We change, don't we? We change, yes. Suicidal thoughts, we can go there. Stress can cause that, can it? It can take me to that place that I don't want to be. Yes. Body pain, absolutely. Body pain is another one. When the weather affects me, and when it's raining and nasty out, my joints get sore and I start to stress out because I should feel better, first of all. But I don't, and it bugs me. It stresses me out. I feel that. Yes.
He said the same thing. I like what he is. Suicide thought, but also it cut down with homicide.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All these stress can cause a lot of stuff. Stress can cause a lot of stuff. It can cause heart disease, like you said. It can cause, what else was it? It can cause cancer. It can cause different reactions, anxiety. Stress can cause physical ailments like, oh crap, I can't remember. Yes.
I think the argument can be made that stress can cause addiction.
Stress can cause addiction. Yeah.
Because I think that the root of most addiction is to cover up the pain and the anxiety and suffering. So
Yeah.
I think that it could be a factor in your addiction.
Yeah. That trauma that we're trying to get over.
Right.
That trauma that causes stress.
Mm-hmm.
That makes those thoughts, does those thoughts. Right. I can keep going back to that, and it builds and builds and builds in us, doesn't it? Going backwards, shooting, or remembering harm against ourselves can make that energy go up, right? That this is stress to me. This is when I'm stressed. I'm usually look like I got an ugly face on my, it might be all the time, but a look on my face that I'm not doing well. What else would show stress? Yes. Like if I saw you, I knew you're stressed.
Isolation.
Isolation's one. Like you were saying, isolation. There's a difference between isolation and solitude, right? So isolation is not a good thing for me. It's where I'm avoiding everyone because I don't want to interact with people, or I don't want to deal with things. What was the word? Solitude.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're good. Solitude means I'm peaceful time with myself, where I'm doing something that feeds me, which is important as a counteraction to stress. Do you have something?
I'm less vocal. So you know how
You get quiet?
Yeah, you do like not to use yourself, use with others. I really just kind of listen to what people have to say, or I just I let people know that how I feel though. Like I'll say today, seriously. I'll warn them. Yeah. When I snap, you will warn.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's it.
Stress.
Stress shows on us, doesn't it? It shows in our face. It shows in our shoulders when I'm like this.
Yep. Everybody don't have a poker face.
Yeah. Emotional. It gets into our spirit. Yes, sir.
I was going to say two things. If I'm eating a lot, like all the time, like snacking constantly, I'm usually stressed about something.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I think when I'm really stressed, I'm not very kept. Like I might not brush my hair the right, whatever, or I don't have my clothes aren't as neat or whatever, just because I'm just not even thinking about that.
That's it. It takes us to a place, doesn't it? It takes us to a place I don't want to go, because that stress screws me up, makes me think things, makes me do things, makes me isolate, makes me show people by these things that I'm not doing well. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm stressed. I just want to I isolate myself.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Not because I want to be alone, but just because I know my mind tells me that I should be alone, even though I don't want to be.
Yeah. That's something I deal with a lot. On my shoulders, whatever you want to call it, right? Bugs Bunny, Wile E. Coyote, I don't know. But one whispers in my ear that everything's good. Let's do this. It's a good thing. And the other one whispers, hell no, Let's stay inside. I don't want to talk to nobody. Why would I want to talk to somebody? Hold on. Michelle says, good morning. She says, disease in general and poor reactions. The disease in general makes us stressful, doesn't it? Can stress us out. Yes.
When I'm stressed or when I'm just having a bad day, I feel like I don't want to be around someone because I'm going to cause them trouble.
Yeah. That's a good thing to know about ourselves, isn't it? Sometimes I need solitude, where I just take a step back and take care of myself. Thank you. Disease in general. My disease can kick my ass. So I want to be aware of how it works. Yes.
For me not to stress, I just stay active. That's for me not to stress. That works for me.
Yeah.
I just playing y'all know playing piano is my thing. That's my way to stay active. They keep me in tune. Come out and have a decent conversation with y'all. That helps me not to stress out.
I like what you said about action.
Right.
Body in action. That's what stress does. It changes our body, our emotions, our spirit. What I want to do whatever works for me.
Right.
That will reduce that. What are some things that cause stress?
Relate. Go ahead.
Yes. Hold on. Yes.
Relationships.
Relationships. Everybody say relationships.
I think she's gonna say it too.
Yes.
Well, I said gossip.
Yeah,
Relationships. I'm talking about friendship.
Yeah.
But it's still a relationship.
Yeah.
I like what you said about gossip.
Yes.
What is it? Gossip is unnecessary noise with no direction. It's written on the board.
That's why I learned to isolate because I feel like I used to overshare. I used to overshare myself. And I
Yeah.
had to realize everybody not calling you because they really care.
Yeah.
They're calling to find something to gossip about.
Woo!
They're calling you to call somebody else to talk about what you talked about.
Yeah.
So I stopped going to people because I realized even after I confided in you, the situation is still there. And so I turned to God.
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna reveal my secrets. I'm betraying myself by telling my business to somebody who can't help me.
Gossip.
And after I tell you the situation is still gonna be here. So what am I getting from telling you other than for your own personal entertainment to go gossip with someone else?
Gossip is a serious thing.
That is why
yeah.
People be like, why don't you call me or what? For what?
Yeah.
I see where they got me.
Yeah.
It was nothing. The problem is still at hand. So
We
I'm
do
right.
still, and that can continue the stress.
Correct.
But I like what you said about gossip,
Yeah.
right? Gossip can ruin you when you do it.
And that's-
Gossip can ruin us when we're hearing it. Yes.
That's why I cleared out a lot of numbers in my phone. Fake people gossip, real people mind their business. And I posted that on Facebook.
There you go.
That's the truth.
Remove yourself.
Yeah.
Michelle says that's why I'm single.
Hey, me too. I love you, Michelle. Me too.
There you go.
I'm singing too.
All right. What I got? Worry.
Yep.
Worry can cause that grief. Yes.
Social media can cause stress too.
Social media can be a big stress for
Yeah.
what we're
Oh.
taking into our
Right.
spirit, and now it's
Yeah.
real easy.
Yeah.
Now it's real easy. Did you have one there? No. Procrastination's the second one. I hate to procrastinate, but I do it so well.
Yeah.
I do it so well.
And I-
So procrastination, limited boundaries, right? When I don't take them out of my phone. I got people in my phone, I'm sorry to say, that have passed away for about 10 years, and I still got them in there. I haven't done that yet. Yes.
Sometimes you have to change your number because your number has people can do dirty stuff with your phone number.
Yeah.
Found out.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes that could be a big stressor knowing that somebody's creeping into your account.
Yeah.
Yep.
Messed up your number, with your number.
I had a friend who put on her voicemail. I love this. When she first got sober, she said, I'm not here right now, and I'm making a lot of changes in my life. If I don't call you back, you're one of the changes.
Oh,
Woo!
Thank you. Isn't that awesome? You're one of the changes. There you go. Negative perspectives. I think you said that about going around. We said going around in our head in a negative way. Right? That can cause me stress. Okay, I want you to hear something. This hits me so hard. Okay. Until we accept responsibility for our play in creating and maintaining it, our stress level will remain outside of our control. Until I take responsibility for my part in causing this stress, nothing's going to change. Yes.
So the topic today is
Stress. It's there's 4 A's. We ain't got to it yet.
Oh, okay. So I'm just waiting.
Okay. So we have the responsibility. We have the responsibility to take care of ourselves. If I know what's stressing me out, I can avoid it. I can accept it. Well, I'm not going to get to the A's yet, but they're good A's. Yes.
oh well, it's probably going to be an A, but that reminds me of the line in the big book that talks about acceptance is the key, and that everything is right in God's world. It's my job to learn to accept it and to look at things positively.
Yeah.
You know?
Those negative thoughts that not accepting something, fighting. We're going to talk about that. Hold on. We're going to talk about this. Let me give you the 4 A's of stress management. Y'all ready? Ready? Okay. Avoid the stressor. We're going to avoid it. Alter the stressor. Those are situations we can change. These are situations I can change in me. Adapt to the stressor or accept the stressor. Right? Yeah, Fred.
What about staying with hypocritical people? That's how you can avoid stress. But staying with people who always hypocritical and talk about other people. They believe me. If you talk to you about somebody else, believe me, they're going to be talking about somebody else about you.
You're right. Gossip is a big thing. Here, the first one is avoid unnecessary stress. Avoid unnecessary stress. Can I avoid it? Sometimes. Yes, ma'am.
That reminds me of the philosophy I have about a telephone. There's no such thing as an obscene phone call. Because you have an option. You can listen or you can hang up.
There you
So
go.
for me, the avoidance part is when it rings, I see that number and I know it's somebody that's going to bring me down, and I call it, oh, they practicing. And my daughter said, what do you mean they're practicing? They're practicing and getting their stuff together. So by the time I do answer, they be done changed their
There you
demeanor
go.
because they know, well, I know she got this call. I know her phone is on. That means she's not trying to answer. So if I'm not trying to answer, that gives them the opportunity to try to figure out why I'm not answering.
We can teach people with our behavior when we don't accept. It's those boundaries. First one says, avoid unnecessary stress. Learn to say no. Boundaries. I'm going to get into this a little bit, okay? Peer pressure. Absolutely. Learn to say no. Will you take me to? I'm sorry, I can't. Will you give me a cigarette? Man, this is my last one. Well, give it to me anyway. People, don't do that. Don't take somebody's last cigarette. Take control of our environment. What do you think that means? Take control of our environment. Yeah.
So I think it is becoming aware.
Becoming aware is a big part of it.
Self-aware, but also aware of who you're dealing with.
That's it. We got responsibility for both, don't
I
we?
feel like we can't pay attention to what people say, but their actions speak louder. Like we can say whatever we want, but if you respond differently, that's what I'm looking at. So
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
I'm teaching people all the time.
Yes.
I'm teaching people all the time.
Yeah.
So taking control of our environment, what does that mean? What does that mean for TV?
My opinion, I'm a product of my environment. We never heard that.
Yeah, I like that. There are situations that we cannot avoid. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. Can you go to the church bazaar and set it up? No.
And that's a complete sentence.
And no is a complete sentence. Thank you.
You said-
You don't have to explain sometimes. If you want to, that's fine. If this person is needs that information, that's fine. But if they don't, honey, no is enough.
But you said just now, about TV.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So being aware of what we consume and what we
Uh-huh.
watch, because as we are a product of our environment,
Mhm.
we also are sponges. So what we absorb is the lifestyle that we live.
Yes.
So, but I don't know. But at the same time, I don't feel like I might like not drum with the bill, so I watch.
Yeah.
Things, but at the same time, I do feel like you begin to idolize. Maybe not that lifestyle, but the way people like aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like, and that is a depression thing because you start seeing people bounce back after 2 weeks of having a baby.
Yeah.
Here I am, cut up as a C-section over here trying to be Beyonce, and it's just really not that. And you fall into depression because you're like, how are they doing it? And it's like social media.
It's
I really
at-
feel like will
Social media is a
depress-
big
make
one.
you depressed.
If I'm watching the news and it is causing me stress, what can I do? Turn it to a different channel. If riding the number 9 bus stresses me out, what can I do?
Don't get on it.
Don't get on. Find another way. Find another way. Hold on. Michelle says, talk to Jeremy about his brother. Oh. Hold on, huh? We can't do that. We need strict boundaries. We need strict boundaries with, especially our family, don't we? Because sometimes it's hard to say no to avoid all those things. Because there are people that we can't avoid. There's people that we can't avoid. Avoid hot button topics. What are those?
Politics or sexual orientation.
Or religion or race. There are so many hot button topics today. It used to just be religion and what? Politics. We got a lot of reasons to interact with each other now, and it can cause stress. I got an Uncle Larry that I get to choose if I sit beside him during Thanksgiving, don't I? It's my choice today.
I was going to say that even in recovery, it's become hot topics because not everybody in recovery believes the same thing. So, like in 12-step groups, I've seen people be asked to leave because they were on that, and they're killing people by doing that. So that aggravates me. So I don't go to those meetings.
Yes,
because that's an important tool to be able to use in that and harm reduction. So
thank you. Thank you. If a certain group, if a certain person stresses me out, I can avoid them. I can say, no, I can't come over today. I can use the phone and not answer, right? We avoid people and things that stress us out. Right? These are all these things I got power over, right? I don't want to shoot on myself. But I do have some power today. Some things to control.
One
Yes.
other small thing is that about saying no. I had to be able to get the self-confidence to be able to say no because I wanted you to invite me to your party, and I was going to say yes, knowing I wasn't coming all along. And now I can say no without worrying about whether you like me or not.
Yeah.
So that I had to build my self-confidence up to be able to say no to people and be okay with that.
Yeah. Instead of, I'll be there and not,
Right.
you know,
Because I would do
and
that
because
all the
that's,
time.
I mean, first of all, if I have a responsibility, I want to show up. But if I really should have said no, it makes it harder, doesn't
And
it?
all that stress up until the time that the event starts, and I know I'm not going, and they're expecting me, and there's no way I'm going to go, and all of that. Just if I had just said no to start with, that would have changed everything.
It's easier. It's just easier. Yes, sir.
They say saying no is an easy word to say, but it's really not.
Mm-mm.
You know, I just want to put that thought
Yeah.
out.
It's easy for you to say no to people.
We got to practice, don't we? We got to
I
practice.
started those. It's easy for me to start setting limitations and saying no to myself on small things. Like, no, I'm not gonna stay up late because I want to get a good night's sleep. Those small things that changes, and I keep that up. No, I have to say no to myself. No, I'm not gonna have this. Setting limitations for myself, it allows me to know that I can set them with others. Because if I can't set limitations for myself, chances are I can't set. You have hurt me. If I can't say no, I'm only gonna have one cigarette, and I'm going no, I'm not going to. And I stick to what I say. I
Yes.
have hold my own integrity and trust that my own words are valuable. No, what I say stays. No.
Oh, what I say
mean-
stays.
What I mean has value to it. Because if I don't say something and it has no value to me, it won't have any value to you.
When I say no, I want it to be heard. But my no has to be practiced with other people. In myself, I want to be able to go through and see if there's anything I need to check in this situation, right? But a lot of times we just have to say no. And that's okay today.
Sometimes you have to say no to fake friends, you know,
Mm-hmm.
people that smile in your face while thinking you're a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you and you realize something's not right.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to find people that match your mental capacity, your thought
Spirit.
pattern, your spirit. You know, because what looks good is not always good.
Yeah.
Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side because the grass is fake. You just gotta, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes
Right.
it got a lot of manure in it too.
Right.
The other side of the
Yeah.
there are people we need to avoid, and I believe it's an energy. If I get a feeling of not so good energy from someone, I'm not going to hang around with them. It's not what I want. I want good stuff today.
Right.
I want that stuff coming into me. I want your energy coming into me. Your energy, and I want to be able to put out too, because that helps avoid my stress.
Yeah.
Let's see. Strategy number 2. Where are we at? 27. We're good. Alter the situation, change it. First thing we can do is express our feelings. Right? Nobody did it with me? Dang. Hold on. Expressing our feelings can be tough.
Yeah.
Right? For me, it's tough. Right? I got to practice that too. Hold on. Michelle says. Michelle says a lot of really good things about stress, and expressing our feelings is a big one. Yes. Oh, okay. You were scratching.
No, it's okay.
Be willing to compromise.
Mm.
Be willing to compromise.
That's why I'm glad I got my own place.
You know what? Sometimes we've got to be able to say, I'd rather be happy than right.
Mhm.
I would rather be happy than right. There are people in the world that need to be right. Right? I mean, they just do. I don't give a shit. Isn't it? I mean, people sometimes come at us to try to cause us stress. And if I can compromise, if I can say, well, you know, I can't believe you took the whole pie. Well, let's split it up, right? Get to the solution. Get to the solution. Be willing to compromise, right? Yes.
It's easier for me to yell and growl than to talk about, my issue that I'm mad about. I'd rather yell and growl and cuss everybody out in this room instead of talking about what's
Yes.
bothering me. That's my way of healing.
Yeah.
My, demeanor or whatever.
Yeah. We all do it different, don't we? We all grieve differently. We all process differently. But I'm with you. I start screaming and yelling and crying. Ooh, I'm one of them crying ones. When I drank, I was a crying girl. Yes. Keeping our personal opinions? Absolutely. It can cause, we want to alter that situation to cause change in a situation. Absolutely. To be more, yes, ma'am.
Oh, I was going to say that someone once told me that when you're in that situation that you don't have to dance with every dance you've been invited to, and that you can just say, you might be right about that.
You might be right about it. Not that you are,
Right.
but you might be right about.
And walk away or whatever. That also, it really sort of drives the point home. I'm not going to argue with you.
Yes.
You might be right about that, but I'm not going to argue with you.
You ain't getting my power.
Right.
You're not reeling me in.
Right.
I love that. I love that. Hold on. Be more assertive. There are 4 kinds of communication.
Aggressive.
Hold on. Steal my thunder. Aggressive. I'm gonna whoop your ass. Passive. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. Passive aggressive. I'm really sorry. And then I go key your car, right?
That's me.
That's it. And then assertive. And assertive is where I want to live. Right? I can speak without being ugly or self-deprecating. I had to practice that word. I can do it. I can compromise. When I become assertive, it's a way of compromising because I can speak my truth, but I can also listen to yours, right? When I'm assertive, I want to be able to have my voice. That's what it means. When I have my voice, you can't take it from me. All right, the next thing is manage our time better. It goes with procrastination, right? Let's see. You ready for strategy number 3? Adapt this to the stressor. So we said alter it. Number 3 is inside of us. The other 2 were out in the world, what I can do. Saying no, being assertive. This is in us. Reframe the problem. What does that mean? Look at it from a different angle. Absolutely.
Why do I see sometimes? And I had a good analogy. She said, I'd rather not be the dog walking the master walking the dog. The dog is just more my emotions. I can be led by that dog, or I can lead the dog and be the master, control him, make sure he goes where I say go.
Yes.
No, you don't control me. You don't tell me no. I tell you when it's time to go. And I can control that. If I let it run rapid, he's only going to react to anything and everything around him. He doesn't know any better. But me, with my brain and knowing what can happen, and knowing the consequences of my actions, and knowing better, so I have to do better now.
And when I start with reframing that, I got to choose, don't I? Every day I choose. And that's the thing. I can choose today. I can choose misery, stress, being uncomfortable, or I can choose, you know what, today I'm going to try a little better, a little harder, right? Yeah.
You can say, I don't want to take my medicine today.
Yeah.
You know you're crazy.
Well,
psychological thing, you bring problems to everybody else.
You know what?
You think you live in the real world.
I love that. Reframe it. If I'm not doing something that helps me, I want to flip it. My friend Eric always said, flip it.
That's why I'm going to cut you off.
Oh, you could.
Never let my left hand do my right.
Ooh, that's
what I'm saying.
yes. That's it. That's
one hand. That's right. Left can't let right hand go all the time.
But we need to know, don't we? I need to know. Yes. Staying focused and calm. When I do that, it's easier, isn't it, to flip from negative to positive. And that's what I want to do. I just want to flip it. I want, you know what? Won't give me a cigarette. Well, maybe I don't need one right now. I know I do. I used to smoke, so I understand the need. Yes.
I was going to say, I had to learn in my life that I had certain people that have a lot of resentment towards, that had harmed me, caused trauma over the years and everything. And somewhere along the way, I began to look at that situation and realize that those people that did that were sick. And somehow it gave me some empathy towards them.
Yeah.
And I was able to let my resentment go. It doesn't mean what they did was right. It doesn't mean I approved of any of that. But somehow looking at it from the framework of they're really a sick person and I hope they get the help they need
Yes.
somehow. But I don't have to be a part of that. I don't have to be a part of the help. I don't have to be the one who helps them. I just was able to look at them as, gosh, they really are sick, and I'm glad it's not me.
I love that. To look at a situation in the truth. Sometimes it's not me, sometimes it's them. And if I can look with compassion, I love that. If I can look and say, this person has been through trauma, so have I. How can I compromise, say no, manage my time? How can I do these things? How can I refrain the problem? I can do it with compassion. I can do it with intelligence. I can do it with love. All those things. Yes.
But everybody deals with their trauma in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel that some people just don't either know how to heal,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel like, well, I went it's like a bully bullying someone else
Mm-hmm.
instead of the bully saying, well, I was bullied and I don't want to be a bully myself. It's not right for the bully to bully someone else, but the bully needs to heal. So they're taking their anger out on a person that didn't even cause the trauma.
Yes.
Which is you.
That's it. I can build up that. I don't know about you. That stress and anger can build up, and I can spit it out on somebody who doesn't deserve it. Right?
That goes back to what she said about looking at the person like, what have they been through?
Yes.
So why are you me? What did I do? Because I'll question myself, like, did I do something?
Yeah.
But we don't know what they're going through at home. They're being bullied, and so when they come here, that's what they do to you.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's just having one voice for the village.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. A little compassion, a little love goes a long way. If I know that somebody else is having a hard time, I can give a little mercy.
Yeah.
Right? Yes.
I would have my example of that would be that my first husband was raised in a very abusive home, and I saw it when we were dating, and then when we got married, and he was extremely abusive to me. I thought I wasn't doing things right. The church told me I wasn't doing things right, that I should be a better wife, and he wouldn't do that, and all these things. And so later in life, though, I was able to separate myself from him and get out of that situation. But he didn't know any better. He was raised in that kind of home. That's what he was broken. He was taking his hurt out on me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I hope one day he gets the help he needs.
Yeah.
He's on his 7th wife now, so I mean, there's some issues. But my point of that is that I didn't have to stay in it. And I didn't have to be the person who was praying and healing him. But what I did do was say, I'm not going to hold on that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I did that, it just gave me a little bit more. It gave me some sympathy towards him, because really and truly, he's a broken person.
Yeah.
And he really needs help. And hopefully one day he'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes our parents drink severely, and we can say, I'm never going to drink like that. I'm never because of that example, because that stress it brings to us. And I can go into that, can I? I can blame somebody else for whatever. Yes.
You can only do but so much to help somebody. I mean, you can enable them, which is bad. They have to help themselves. You have to help themselves. But that's when the stress comes, because now you're stressing yourself out trying to save someone that at this time doesn't want to be saved, and you have to figure it out. Should I stay in this situation or should I back out? I was just recently in a situation like that with a friend of mine, and we couldn't get along, so we agreed to just be friends, and we agreed that we're not going to settle.
There you
And that's
go.
what it's all about, knowing yourself.
Knowing myself and be able to say, I can choose today who I'm around. There's action in refraining the problem, because when I think differently, I do differently.
That's true.
Right. And that's what I want to make those choices. I want to make those good choices. Who's around me today? Let me look at the next one. Look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. Look at, is this going to be important in a month? See, I mean, even tomorrow, is this going to be important in 6 months? Yvonne won't give me a cigarette. That pisses me off. 6 months from now, am I going to be going, you know that, right? So I want to take the big picture. Yes.
No.
Okay. You mean, no, I'm not taking a big, oh, okay. Yes. Thinking outside the box. Absolutely. When I look at the big picture, I can bust out of that box. Let's see it. Focus on the positive. We said that reframing mind. We're running out of time, so I'm going to get to the 4th A. Accept the things we cannot change. Don't try to control the uncontrollable. Look at the upside, going with the positive. Share our feelings. We said that before, didn't we? Got to get those emotions out. Last one, hardest. Learn to forgive. Sometimes I got to forgive myself, don't I?
Yeah.
For the things I did that weren't beneficial to me and weren't beneficial to me. Yes.
Yeah, saying what you're saying. Because I feel like sometimes, I was watching something yesterday, they were saying we need to stop looking outside of other people sometimes for validation.
Yes.
So, and I'm saying that just to say, you know, I was there saying, yeah, well, so-and-so never apologized for what they did to me.
Yes.
I had to say to myself, well, what happens if I finally do get that apology and it's still not sincere?
Yeah.
You got what you wanted, but you the next thing I'm gonna say is, well, they apologized, but I don't feel like they really meant it.
Did they do?
And so why am I looking, like I'm making that person control my happiness? Because while I'm sitting here waiting for an apology 3 years later that I'm probably never going to get, they're living their whole life.
Yes.
Who's really the one that's, you know, hindering themselves?
Yes.
Because they don't care.
I can take into me, right?
Right.
That's if somebody doesn't say, I'm sorry, in the right way, and we accept it, we can still be pissed off and I can still have that stress.
Right.
Well, so-and-so hasn't said, forgive me. So-and-so hasn't said, forgive me. I've done wrong to you. Sometimes that's acceptance. That person is never going to say it. That person may not know how to say it. Right? Hold up. We only have like a minute left. We can do a stress journal. Write down when you are stressed out. See if there's a pattern. How you feel both physically, mentally, emotional. Put it in there. How we acted to that response. And what can I do next time? Healthy ways to deal with the stress. Healthy ways to deal with stress. Let me calm down. Set aside relaxation time. Connect with others. When I need people the most is when I'm stressed out. Some of us need solitude. Some of us need people around us. And the last one is keep your sense of humor. Laugh at it. I laugh at my diseases today because they're trying to kill me and they ain't. Right? We got to remember this is life and death every day. For me and for the people I love. So I want to be able to do the things that benefit me the most so I can be as happy as possible. When I don't have as much stress as I can have, I feel better. When I've got too much stress, it's too much energy. I need to, who said it? I need to take action. I need to run. I need to do something today that can help me. All right. Let's see. Going to shut it down. I appreciate my crew in here. Thank you. And I appreciate Michelle out there. Thanks for hanging with us and giving us some support. All right. Keep peace, share love, and see you next week.